recorded webinar information session on our Disability Studies Programs Master of Arts degree and Advanced Certificate. So I'm Andrew Markham. I'm the new Academic Director for Disability Studies Programs here at SPS. I began teaching for the program in 2016, and I was a program coordinator for the Center for Self-Advocacy in Buffalo, New York from 2016 to 2022. That's an agency that I helped to start with several other self-advocates in the Buffalo area. And when I came to Buffalo, I also served as a postdoctoral research fellow at the Center for Inclusive Design, Environmental Access, and the Museum of Disability History. And before that, I was a research fellow in the history of disability at the Smithsonian's National Museum of American History. A little bit about our school, if you're not already familiar with it. It's one of 25 CUNY campuses, and it's home to CUNY's online programs. CUNY is expanding its online reach, but the School of Professional Studies has been doing it for over 15 years now. So we've been on the cutting edge of online degree programs for a number of years now. The school houses 13 master's degrees, 11 bachelor's, 4 dual degree programs, and 13 certificate and advanced certificate programs. We have over 4,000 students enrolled in our degree programs. Those programs are accredited by the Middle States Association of Colleges and Schools. More about the Masters of Arts in Disability Studies. This is the first standalone program in the country of its kind. And what that means is that we are not affiliated with another department or another school. And that basically means that we are free to develop a disability studies program that is responsive to the disability community, that's responsive to a diverse range of student and faculty needs. And it means we can respond to changes in the field of disability studies agilely, because we are not connected with a department or school that has sometimes overlapping and sometimes contradictory agendas, right? We're able to respond in a way that meets the unique needs of our students and our program. This is one of the top 3 disability studies programs in the country, and it's the largest in the country. And we target it for working professionals and for human service workers, for advocates, as well as for researchers, for people with disabilities themselves who want to develop the skills and knowledge that's needed to create a more accessible and inclusive world. We use a person-centered approach to disability. Really what that means is that we understand disability from a social, cultural, economic, and professional perspective. It's not merely a category or a diagnosis. It is also a social phenomenon, and how we think about and talk about disability impacts how we respond to it. So we're always thinking about, how do we improve the lives and scope of opportunities for people with disabilities? And a big part of that is pushing back against ableism and preconceived notions of disability as a detriment, and trying to look at how disability can be addressed in positive, appropriate ways. We use a multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary approach because we understand disability as a holistic category. We draw on the law, medicine, the humanities, the social sciences. And because we're an online program, we're able to draw on a wide array of faculty from across the country who are experts in a wide array of different fields, all with the underlying mission of a social model of disability that understands disability in the social context and is not seeking to reproduce negative perceptions of disability that hold people with disabilities back. The graduate certificate is available for those who may not want a master's degree. The advanced certificate is a credential that allows you to really explore the key concepts and key courses within the broader degree program, but it takes less time and is less expensive. Although there are not always as many financial aid options with a certificate program, it's less of an investment in time, money. So our mid-level and our upper-level administrators at agencies serving people with a variety of disabilities are another group of students that we work with and target. People who work in education, hospitals, health-related settings, work in government, policymakers. Many of our students have disabilities themselves. I'm a person with a disability. Many of our students have relatives with disabilities, or their lives have been touched in a way that they have an investment and an interest in the topic. The MA requires 10 courses, 6 of those are required, one of which is a capstone that is meant to synthesize all of your coursework in the program. Then you choose from 4 electives. The last course is a capstone that integrates what students have learned in the program. As I said, when students can choose to prepare a research paper or develop an e-portfolio. There's also the option of an internship at the capstone level. So you have a number of different options for how you can complete your degree. And we have some requirements and course descriptions here. They're available on the web at our CUNY catalog, and we have also a e-portfolios link where you can look at the different e-portfolios from past students. Darian, if you haven't already, if there's a way that you could just reproduce these links in the chat box so people could click on them.
Yeah, I'll write them down.
Appreciate it. Give you a minute to do that. So a little more about the advanced certificate. As I said, it's a little bit less commitment in terms of time and number of courses. You're getting 4 core courses, 2 of which are mandatory, 2 of which you get to choose from. Some of the courses are the same as the master's students. Others are not. Grant writing and independent study, for example, are only open to master's students. And again, if you pay a visit to sps.cuny.edu and search for DSAB programs, you can get the full information on the requirements. And you can also reach out to our office at any time, and our academic advisor, Tamara Colon, whose contact I'll provide shortly, to ask questions about enrollment or course requirements. You don't have to feel pressure to remember all this information today. We're available to answer your questions anytime, including questions about tuition, which are common questions that come up. You see here the New York State residents and New York State residents and the per credit dollars, and the non-degree programs as well. And financial aid, tuition website will give you more information. And there is a scholarship office to help you pay for the cost of your schooling here. And again, we're happy to work with you as you apply, as you get ready, if you're accepted, etc., to help you make sure that you're able to pay for the program.
I posted a link for the financial aid and tuition hub on the CUNY SPS website. That's the last link that I sent. So when you go to that financial aid and tuition URL, you should have options. You should see options for the tuition and fees, payment methods, scholarships, and financial aid. So just click that last link and you'll be good to go.
Great. Thank you so much,
the people
Darian.
watching. No problem.
That's helpful. Here, you've got the financial aid, but here are some phone numbers and other links that may help you to connect with key folks within the school who help you with admissions questions that you have, with questions about scholarships that you may have, with further questions about financial aid, and the bursar. And the bursar is the office that distributes financial aid payments and also collects money that the students pay for school. So they're going to be, you want to keep that contact in mind especially if you're receiving financial aid and if you're paying for however you're paying for your school. Some frequently asked questions. Can I really earn my MA online? Yes, can. We've been doing this for, I guess, about 15 years now. The advanced certificate and MA are completely online, asynchronous, so it allows students maximum flexibility to move through the courses. Of course, you have to, as with any regular course, you have to follow deadlines and expectations established by the professor in the course. But nonetheless, the asynchronous online environment does provide students who are working, who maybe have lots of obligations, who maybe are looking for advancement in your careers, but you have a lot on your plate. This approach and this program hopefully provides you with a lot more flexibility to balance your work, school, and home life. But there's always going to be changes in everybody's circumstances, and so a lot of students want to know, how long does it take to get my degree? And that depends on how many courses you take each semester, as well as other obligations that you may have, whether they're work related or financial or whatever. Most students take 1 or 2 courses per semester, and we don't recommend taking more than that, although you're free to take more than that if you wish. But the reason why we encourage students to take 2 or fewer is that these are advanced degrees. They are demanding and competitive courses, and you don't want to put yourself in a position where you make matriculation through the program more difficult because you've taken on too much. So we try to support students in making sure that they're taking the right courses at the right times, and that we can provide those courses when you need them. Frequently asked questions. Do you accept courses from other master's programs? This is something that we look at a case-by-case basis, where we look at the course and we determine if it fits with our program. And many times, if it does, we will accept from other programs, but it's a case-by-case thing. Do you provide accommodations for students with disabilities? Yes, we do provide those accommodations. And we recommend that everyone register with disability services before a term begins, so that can help us expedite the accommodations process and make sure that you're getting what you need. More information that may help you make a decision about our program. Disability services, you can reach out to learn more about how that process works, what you might need to anticipate. Student life, different support options and organizations for students. Career services, that's especially going to be of interest if you're thinking about an internship or thinking about how you can apply your degree once you leave. If you're a military veteran or service personnel, definitely want to check out information to support military veterans who are students. So if you want to reach out to the program, you can reach me at andrew.markham@cuny.edu. And you can reach our always helpful, Tamara Colon, the Assistant Director, who's also our lead our lead academic advisor to graduate students, at tamara.colon@cuny.edu. At this point, we're happy to answer any questions that you might have. I'm going to exit out of my screen share so that I can see the chat box.